Hi, I'm Angie Persinger. I'm from West Virginia and I'm doing this video on my informed consent assignment. So I used the Counseling Connection from Charleston, West Virginia and looked at their consent form for their agency. I compared it to the ACA Code of Ethics version 2014 and the West Virginia Board of Examiners in Counseling website. Within that website, I also found a reference to a book, The Complete Guide to Private Practice for Licensed Mental Health Professional, 3rd edition, by Robert Walsh and Norman Dashenbrook. They have a section implementing informed consent, and I compared this consent to that as well. The Counseling Connection start out with confidentiality and how they base that off of the ACA Code of Ethics, as well as the National Association of Social Workers and the licensing laws of state of West Virginia. They talked about when confidentiality would be disclosed and how that would be handled or why it was necessary. They went on to talk about supervision and consultation. They are a group of 7 counselors who work under a supervisor, and the supervisor would have access to their files so that they can ensure quality standards are being upheld within their agency, but confidentiality would be addressed and used just as it would with the client if the supervisor looked at those files. They talked about electronic communication and how they don't provide electronic or internet-based counseling or therapy, but that some people in counseling do communicate via email, and that could be a breach of confidentiality as you put stuff out on the internet, and there's a risk for that. So they talked about how counseling and therapy works and the autonomy that they uphold between their client and their counselor, as well as what they hope for the client would do outside of the sessions to implement and practice or do the assignments that maybe their counselor had given them until they were seen again. They talked about counseling and therapy outcomes, that counseling doesn't always produce a certain result, but that they were there and available to help address any concerns or help manage possible risks that may come up within the counseling session. They also said that your counselor may talk to other counselors within the practice just to get reference or understanding, but confidentiality would be kept as well in that situation. They went on to talk about if they would have to discontinue counseling with the client, when that would happen, how that would happen, and how they would give information to the client to refer them somewhere else to help them set up to continue their counseling process with someone else. They talked about the types of therapy their agency offers, as well as giving information about each of their counselors, where they went to school, what their subsets are, their licensure number, as well as how long they've been working in the field of professional counseling. At the end, they covered HIPAA documents, as well as what they would do in emergency situations for the client, how the client could access their records, what would be done in billing, or if missed appointments policies came up, the fees that would be implemented in that, that if they had to contact a collection agency, what the client would be responsible for. I thought possibly they could have added more about their billing and give a general idea of how much sessions may cost according to what services are being rendered for private pay clients. I feel like they did a great job following the ACA Code of Ethics and putting in the information that they needed to inform their client of what is being offered in their agency. I found a verse, 1 Chronicles 29:17. It says, "I know, my God, that you have tested the hearts and are pleased with the integrity. All these things I have given willingly and with honest intent, and now I have seen with joy how willing your people who are here have given to you." And I just, as David talks about that when he's talking about the plans for the temple, it's just really cool that as we step into this field of counseling, that we can go ahead and make our plans for integrity, to build respect and rapport with our clients so that they can trust us from the start when we head into this, to build honest and open communication with them. Thank you.